Can't imagine there's that much harm you can do. Is there anything major that you can even mess up?
Yeah.
Hold on to your hats because we are about to finally get this thing fired up. It has been months of work to get this radiant system installed. All sorts of different trades coming together, gas, electrical, plumbing. We are finally ready to actually give it a shot. In this video, I'm going to be purging the air out of this system, filling it all with water, filling the whole floor with water, and then firing up the boiler for the first time and seeing if we can get some heat in this floor. So stay tuned, this is gonna be a fun one. I had a couple phone calls with the Radiant Floor Company who supplied this pre-made board just to make sure I was on the same page with their instructions as far as filling this thing up. But it really is not that complicated from what I gather. All the equipment is off to start, no power to anything, and it's just house water pressure and slowly filling one circuit at a time. The manifold that I got here allows you to pop these caps off, and you can just take a wrench and twist these down tight. That will cut the supply off, and then you can do the same at the return side below. Where the domestic water outside is, this is essentially the exit of the system, and I'm gonna put a hose on this and just drain it outside. That will allow all the air to escape from the system before it hits my home run manifold. To completely finish up, I'm gonna have to bleed the air out of the home run manifold as well. All right, hose is running outside. Turn all my valves on so we get good water flow through here. That's on. I think we're good to go, at least for the initial test run. I'm praying there's no leaks in here. I pressurized this with air a while back, and the only thing that leaked that I could tell was this guy right here. It was like one of these PEX valves. Strangely enough, it was a really, really slow leak. So I'm gonna hope that I don't eat my words on this. Unfortunately, I didn't put in any valve between the home run manifold and the outlet of the system because, you know what? I guess I thought that the inlet of the system had a valve. Yeah, but the outlet doesn't. So maybe that might be a future addition, especially if this home run manifold leaks. We'll see. Okay, here's the moment of truth. Also, Pete, my janky setup to try to keep my well tank from freezing. Can't wait to get rid of this ugly crap. I'm just gonna crack this open really, really small and just let the filter fill up. Filter's filling up, then it should pop over. Hello, we got a leak. All right, not off to a great start here. Hopefully this is just, filter is not quite tight enough. Oh yeah, it wasn't very tight at all. I don't know why I didn't check that. Must have just spun this thing on by hand. Okay, take two, let's see how she goes. Okay, I heard water go this way. That's a good sign. Oh, I hear it trickling. I hear it trickling. Oh, I can see the flow control valve over here too. Cool. Oh, shoot, we got our end cap here. That's not good. Crap. Why am I leaking there? Okay, I'm hoping this thing was just loose. I got this extra circuit thinking I would go up to my bathroom, and I'm not sure we're gonna do that. It's just a lot of extra work for what it's worth, I feel like. So they said you can just cap these things off. Worst case, I can put the adapter back on and just use a piece of tubing with a plug in it. All right, let me start this back up again. Oh my gosh, it's leaking again. You kidding me? All right, I'm gonna replace these. I already had these pieces of tubing just capped off already. I guess I can't trust these caps. Hopefully this does the trick. Fourth time is the charm. I think that's how the saying goes. Let's do this. Okay, we got water dripping from up here. That's okay. I can do a small leak out the hose bib. I lost my gasket for this hose, so I literally just fashioned one out of some rubber that I just found laying around here. No surprise at all that that's leaking. Can stay dripping if that's what it needs to do. Should probably check out the sides too to see what's going on. I don't feel a whole lot of flow coming through this. In theory, this might just be air. Yep, oh, you know, we do have a trickle of water, but definitely some air coming out too. Quite a bit of air. Oh, wow. Okay, we're picking things up here. Oh, shoot. You freaking kidding me? All right, this isn't tight enough. Oh, it's not tight at all. That thing literally wasn't tight at all. Why did I not go through all these fittings? Oh my gosh. Okay, checking back outside again. That seems like oh, there's still air bubbles actually. Seemed like a steadier flow of fluid. Probably should give it a blast. All right, I'm gonna call this guy pretty good. I'm gonna close him off, or at least slow the flow way down, and then open up our next one over here. That made some weird noises. I don't know if it liked that very much. It almost sounds, it scared me. It almost sounds like it's leaking. Oh shoot. I see a drip. I see a drip. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? These unions were just a massive pain to get installed. Interestingly enough, you can see the bubbles coming up through here and you can hear them for sure. I'm probably gonna have to pause this to try to tighten this fitting. I've actually got 2 leaks. Luckily, I can't believe it, it's not out the union, which is this joint. It's this joint here and this joint here. They're both dripping right now and we're not even at full pressure yet, so let's see what this brings. Well, after several rounds of tightening this valve, it's still got a slow drip. I think I got it to spin around 3 more tightening turns and didn't do it, but I'm just gonna let that sit. It's gonna do its thing, and sometimes they actually seal up. I've seen that before too. But I've now got the hose cranked open, full bore, coming from the well pump and here at the hose bib, going back, basically back up and down the line, cycling one for another. So I'll open this valve, give that some more flow, and then shut this one off. And I'm just trying to run the flow through one circuit at a time, bleeding all this air out as it goes. It's flowing pretty good now. I think I've almost got it all out. I've been checking on it outside too. It seems like it's working. These flow meters are pretty neat. See if I start opening this one, you'll see that thing start to drop. I'll close this, and now all the flow is going through this circuit right here. Get some of those bubbles out. Let that flow for a bit, and then I'm gonna slowly open this one and then close this one and basically run down the line. You can definitely hear the air coming through. Every time it's got that kind of rough sound, you know that's gotta be air. Letting her rip. We are flowing pretty good out of here now. I'm not seeing much air come out at all. So I think we're ready to fire up the boiler and the pump. I'm just gonna turn all these on so that they're kind of about equal. Oh wow, it really starts flowing now. That's really amazing how sensitive that is. Just gonna crank it back. So they're all doing somewhere around a half gallon a minute. That is so cool. All right, go ahead and shut this off. That thing is really flowing when all those circuits are open. That is for sure. Now let's get some power to the boiler. This Takagi unit is actually really nice because it doesn't actually need any external controls for it to go. Like, it doesn't need any signal from the thermostat. It just senses flow. So once there's at least a half gallon a minute of flow through this, it will turn the flame on and start heating water. That flow is provided just by either the circulator pump or by turning on any fixture in the house. The hot water will exit the system and this will turn on. Because remember, this is supplying not only the floor with heat, but all of our hot water fixtures as well. Okay, we have all zeros here. And because the thermostat is reading cold, it is now kicked on our relay and our pump has power as well. Let's check the thermostat out. So it's reading a temp of 45 on the floor. The room is 48.5 and it is saying heat on. It's gonna go until that floor temp is 70 degrees, I believe. That's how that's gonna work. Actually, it's the ambient mode this is gonna shoot for, in this AF mode, which stands for ambient floor. I almost forgot, I need to clean this little filter out. They even have a note on here that catches any of the flux that was in these tubes or any of the dirt that might have been in the system. So let me just clean that real quick. Whoa.
Oh, you need safety
Squared
glasses.
me right in the face. Okay, yeah, so it's that little screen. It caught a little bit. Well, actually, it caught a decent amount. Yep, you can see what it caught there. A little bit. Because I had shut it off. They have these nice handy shut-off valves. It shuts the whole, isolates the whole water heater, so you can clean that filter and you don't have to worry about any air or water escaping from your system. It just cuts it off here. They also put these valves on here as flush valves is what they call them. So you can close these, and then all of a sudden you have these valves here that you can then hook a hose up to, and you can actually flush the coil within the water heater with white vinegar, and they recommend you do it at least once a year, more if you have really hard water, and that prevents scale from building up inside the copper coils, which is what kills these things. Otherwise, as long as you clean the scale, these water heaters last virtually forever.
The moment of truth. Will all of the pipes explode and spray Alex all over the face? JK.
Possibly. They've certainly leaked enough.
You can hear the water running.
Well, that might be air in the pump. That's not good. It should be very quiet like it was. In fact, I'm gonna turn this off. Should I turn it off? I think there was water in that from me changing that filter. I should probably turn this on and try to get some of that out. I don't want the pump to get overheated from having air in it.
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh.
It's all part of it. It's all part of the process. So when I open this up, this is just house pressure.
That's just the hose.
It's going straight out the hose.
Saying's 5th time's the charm, right? We'll see if it works. Now the motor's really quiet, so Alex is very hopeful that this is working. This just looks like a big science experiment.
Kind of is.
Playing with little knobs.
I'm the master magician behind the scenes here. Making sure that all the flows flow.
And then do you just leave it at those settings
Yeah.
for the future? Cool.
Well, if you want more flow, you can open it up. Your floor can get hotter. It'll take some fine tuning.
How long will it take to heat the floor?
Hours. Probably all night.
Oh man. It's about to take off.
Sounds like a jet engine starting up. Flashing 111. I hope that's not an error code.
It might be. Do you have the pamphlet?
When in doubt, read the directions. Is
When
what
in
we do.
doubt, read the directions. This isn't something an engineer normally does, but
Error code on the
every so
temperature
often.
controller. Yep, 111121. The number of flashes 3.
how many?
I'm still figuring that out.
It just says 111. It doesn't say 1121.
No, valve was definitely on. I'm not sure. Got propane.
It's broken.
Okay, we were just about to give up and call it a night, and then I turned this pump up to speed 3, and all of a sudden, it fired up, and now it says it's in use. So it must have not had enough flow through it. That literally must have been the problem. But now we can see our temp gauge is rising. We're at 100 degrees. Oh yes, nice warmth, finally. I let the system run all night last night. Perhaps that was a little bit too trusting, but I'm back today and going to check out what the damage is. All right, well, she's running still. We do have a large puddle of water on the floor. Huh. That conduit's full of water. All right, so what I found was this pipe right here actually had a slow leak that it was just trickling down this pipe, and I didn't catch it before I left last night. I did have a bucket here to catch these 2 known leaks, which still leaking, yep. But I tightened that up so this shouldn't fill up anymore. Literally floated the stink bugs right up out of it. I probably should fill all the rest with water for the same reason. Now when I feel the floor, it doesn't particularly feel warm, but it has heated the space up. I only have it set to 55 in here, but I'm looking at the thermometer now and it says the floor is at 63, the ambient temperature is at 54.5, and my set point is 55 for the ambient temperature. This thermometer lets you control either the floor temperature or the ambient temperature. I chose ambient because at the end of the day, that's what you truly care about, that the space feels comfortable to your body. So it just keeps the floor between a min and max limit. I think it's set to 82 degrees Fahrenheit max and 45 or so min out of the box. It just keeps your floor between those ranges and the ambient will follow. The condensate drain seems to be working swimmingly. Fast forward a few weeks, the system has basically been running independently. I think I finally nailed down all the leaks, tightened all the connections I needed to make sure that it's watertight and we don't come back to puddles of water anymore. Of course, we are coming into springtime, so the system's gonna be unused for most of the rest of this year until we get into fall. But when that time does come and we start using it more again, I am curious to see how much energy the system uses and how much propane it uses. So I'll definitely do an update video sometime in the future, basically analyzing the cost of running this system. Anyway, thank you for coming along on the Radiant Floor install journey. We still have a lot of mechanicals to do. Little sneak peek of some behind me. We'll have some videos on that in the next couple weeks. But everything is turning out really nice and we are having a lot of fun doing it. So thanks for watching and we will see you on the next one.